Devilman is old in terms of manga. From the Great Gonagai, it follows the story of a man known as Akira as he is able to gain the powers of a demon due to his pure heart. This allows him to become the Devilman in order to fight the demons who threaten to destroy the world through the sin and vices of humanity. So this character was born from the idea of the self-destructive nature of people, but still being able to stand up and fight back. Akira represents the ability to stay true to themselves to save the world, even though he does rip the demons apart. But he does look awesome while he does it. Also, his best friend and love interest spur his character development towards the story's end. Ryo's manipulation towards his own plans and Miki's involvement and ultimate fate in his story. Considering some of the strange designs and messed up concepts throughout the different manga incarnations of Devilman, naturally Toei took it and turned it into an anime toned down with a different plot. This time Akira is killed and possessed by a god of the Demon Lord Zenon for his grand plan.
Try to take over the world.
Unfortunately, he gets amnesia and fights back to save the world. This really is a toy series. It feels like a Showa Kamen Rider series. Anyway, this series is sort of charming due to the old animation with a color palette that jumps out while also being strangely muted. The story does feel like Shotaro Ishinomori's notes got taken and used to rewrite the plot. The amnesia, the hero using the villain's powers against them. I really like Kamen Rider. In the late 80s and early 90s, there was the rise of the OVAs, or original video animations. They were popular in Japan at the time due to the country's economic success. This allowed more money to be pumped into the OVAs like Devilman. This one is the most accurate adaptation of the manga except for one key point: there is no ending. Let me explain. Only 2 films were produced, both covering a part of the story from his origin and gaining powers to the demon turtle to Sirene. That's all fine, but what probably happened was the state of Japan's economy fell and there was little money to produce another film. In terms of production, while not looking exactly like the manga, its visuals are striking to say the least. While the story follows the manga, the most interesting part of this show is the animation, like Crybaby, but I will get to that series in a moment. These films were pretty violent with some awesome monster designs that are all unique and yet uniformed in their look and powers. Shots showing gory details of demons ripped apart by Devilman appear throughout it. It really shows the amount of polish through the budget at the time. It adds even more onto the shame of not having the proper ending. So let's talk about the latest adaptation released on Netflix, Crybaby, Devilman Crybaby, from the director of Makasi Yuasa, who brought you episodes of Space Dandy and Adventure Time. The phrase I definitely use to sum up Crybaby's art style is unique. It matches Yuasa's previous directorial work and not just copying the manga from page to screen. Not only that, but taking the manga and modernizing it, like using rappers instead of generic bullies, Ryo being reinvented as a Bond villain type character through his manipulations, while Akira is a crybaby, hence the title. He's shown as the most weak and crying version of the character before he becomes the badass Devilman. Kind of funny how it took them this long to go from crybaby to Devilman. Actually, he also cries when he's feeling intense emotions when transformed. He really is Devilman Crybaby. Oh, and the ending is there at least. My one big criticism of Crybaby has to be its pacing. The animation is mostly consistent with some great Sakuga moments. Sakuga is when animation has more time and effort put into it than other parts, but the pacing is what really holds it down. Having only 10 25-minute episodes, which is shorter than the normal 13 episode series, is a real problem. So the plot is rushed with story points happening every episode, and when I reached the end I felt I'd watched an overlong movie thanks to the Netflix binging machine. So that's the history of Devilman, and most adaptations are worth watching at least for the strange and bizarre visuals. Also, it works really well with the rock metal soundtrack. Excellent! If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe and hit that notification button for more content from yours truly. Also follow me on Twitter through the link in the description. Cheers for watching.
So am I dreaming this?
I'll tell you later.
Well, from where I'm hanging, it's a dream to me.
Since it's the end of the video, I want to talk quickly about the ending of the Devilman story. I find it bittersweet, as while Satan and Devilman end their fight, there's barely anything left. Akira lost everything from Miki to Ryu, but new life is born from the ashes, which leads to new hope in the future of humanity, which is what Devilman is all about.